Brennan O'Neill is a goal-scoring machine. The Duke commit is the most hyped high school lacrosse recruit in our sport's history, making ridiculous plays that leave defenders embarrassed and confused. Today we're going to be playing Brennan some of his best clips and get his reactions to what happened. I'm Jake with Lacrosse Weekly, and welcome to this episode of Reacting to Highlights. Okay, Brennan, you're the number one recruit in the nation. We got to start with this first clip here when you legitimately ripped a hole through the net during a game. What was going through your head when this happened?
I mean, at first I didn't really know what happened. I could have sworn that I scored, but when I saw my friend going for backup, I was just kind of like, how'd that not go in? Yeah, I heard all my friends saying that I went through the hole. They all ran up and put their hand through it, so it was cool. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the first time, but it was still probably my favorite.
Wait a minute. You're telling me you've ripped multiple holes in nets? What other times?
In Lake Placid, I did it. And when I'm shooting around with my boys, we kind of wrecked the nets a little bit. So
casual. I love it. Okay, what about this clip here? It was a news segment from when you committed in 8th grade. They said in the segment that you practiced 3 hours a day, even on game days. Can we get a confirmation? Do you actually do that? Because that's just ridiculous.
I don't know. I don't know where they heard that from, but I don't do that because obviously I'd just be too tired for a game. Yeah, maybe I'll shoot a little bit to tune my stick up before a game, before we warm up and all that. But I guess someone over exaggerated saying that I work hard. It's definitely not that much because that's just that's asking a little too much.
Okay, I'm glad you're a normal human being. This next clip, a fake between the legs and finish. Explain to us non-freak athlete lacrosse players what your thought process was here.
I saw the play kind of developing. I saw my friend pick up the ball, and so I cut and I found an opening. And when the ball was coming to me, I kind of figured instead of turning around, maybe getting trail check to just finish. But I knew that this goalie kind of dropped a lot, so I faked it through the legs. That's just something I do, in the backyard. Sometimes the things I do in the backyard happen in games,
I love it. Okay, let's move on to this next clip where you hit a great shot and then do this LeBron celly. Why'd you choose this celebration?
I was just having fun with it. Yeah, in practice we always just, celly and stuff. And day before games we're always talking about what we're gonna do. That's what came to my mind during that goal.
Gotcha. Yeah, is LeBron your favorite athlete?
Obviously, I respect in basketball, Jordan's great, Kobe's great, but whenever you talk about who's better, I always say LeBron. I mean, he's my favorite. I just like the way he plays, how he uses his athleticism, and how hard he works to stay in shape for his age and all that. So, yeah, he's one of my favorite players in sports.
Yeah, LeBron's great. But now let's talk about this ridiculous backhanded shot you had here. Why did you decide to go backhanded?
Well, he gave me my right, and that's just from watching, Lyle Thompson and all that, and then going in my backyard and practicing that, backhand wraparound. Good move.
Now let's talk about this crazy low-to-low shot here. Walk me through this play.
This goal, I actually wasn't looking at the goal. My eyes weren't even on the goal just to throw the goalie off. I don't know why I did it. I just did it. So I the whole game I was dropping my hands and putting it high. And then in that shot right there, I dropped my hands, threw it low. And I wasn't even looking at that spot. I didn't try to telegraph where I was going.
And I mean, that was pinpoint accuracy. Do you shoot for corners, or how do you shoot?
I shoot in areas. So I don't try to pick a corner or something. I just shoot in the general area, and hopefully it'll go in that area, not like a corner, because if you try to pick corners, you're not going to be as accurate.
Gotcha. Okay, let's go back to more celebrations for a second. This one, you rocked the baby after a behind-the-back shot. Why the rock the baby?
Well, that was during, I think it was NBA playoffs, so it was that big Damian Lillard and Russell Westbrook, I think, a few days before. Damian Lillard used that same celly against Westbrook. So we all talked about it, and I pulled it out because the day before we were all talking about that celly.
Now here's a play I love, this one-handed behind-the-back ground ball pickup. I feel like there might be more to this than we think. Was this intentional?
So I put one hand on my stick to extend my arms and get more length so I could get there quicker. Instead of letting him just chop down on my stick like I see all the time, it happens to me too. I just decided to put it around my back because that's like the most protection. It's like a basketball crossover. It's more likely to get stolen if you cross over face than, crossing it behind your back because your body's protecting it. So here, my body's protecting my stick when I pick up the ball. I just decided to get it out quick and pass to my teammate.
I really like that thought process. And so now we have this underhand fake that you did. Tell me about that.
It took a long time, trying to perfect that underhand fake, low to high. Sometimes I mess up, but usually I'm able to do that. So, and then I just finished behind my back just because he kind of pressed out on me, the goalie. The goalie kind of left his cage, and if I shot it high to high, he probably would have stuffed me.
Yeah, one thing I noticed is that you shoot a ton of behind the back shots. At this point, is it just automatic? Because when I throw it behind the back, I have no clue where it's going.
I still miss them a lot. It's just the ones that I make are gonna be on my highlights. I try it all the time. Every game I probably throw a behind the back shot. So
hey guys, real quick, would you mind if I sent you an email each week with exclusive film breakdowns and lacrosse drills, just like stuff we're talking about in this video? If that answers yes, please go join the Lax Weekly email newsletter down in the description. Over 1,000 of you guys already have, which is incredible. Now let's get back to some more reactions. Got it. What about this clip where you get triple teamed? How did this even happen?
Yeah, they gave me the ball. We called a timeout, and when they pull out the goalie to double, right? So that's what they did, and all I had to do was run. They doubled me. They pulled out the goalie to cover someone, so I split the double, and then they tripled me, I guess.
That's crazy, but I think there's one shot that's even crazier, this no-angle turnaround shot. How did you have time to react before you shot?
I mean, it probably wasn't even a good shot to take. I remember that goal. I think I was behind the cage on that. I just, fooling around with my friends' low angle shots. So that's what I did here. It was just based off reaction. I rolled and I saw an opening. Yeah, I mean, I had really no angle. I don't know why I shot that, but I did.
I love the honesty. Okay, so a lot of people have already drawn comparisons of your game to John Grant Jr. or Mark Matthews. Are they big inspirations for you?
Yeah, growing up, I used to watch their highlights, and not as much anymore because I've seen it so many times that I don't even need to see it. But I try to use some of the things I see them do.
Okay, I remember how impressed I was when I first saw this behind the back shot. Walk me through this.
So when I was rolling back, he kind of played it. He kind of knew I was going to roll back. He played it well, but an attackman's never beat if he can get a shot off. So, I mean, I knew that I could still get a shot off. Just flicked it behind my back. If your stick can see net, then you can score, even if a guy's on you. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah, I totally see what you're saying. And just from talking to you, it's clear you have an amazing lacrosse IQ. Why do you think that's the case?
I like to say I'm kind of like a student of the game, because not only you want to train hard, you want to work out, you want to hit the rebounder and all that, but it's mental reps, I try to take mental reps more than sometimes even physical reps, because the more you learn it and the more you sink it into your brain, and then when you practice it on the field, it becomes, second nature.
I love that. It's such great advice for young lacrosse players. And now I want to bring it back to this Midnight Madness showcase. You were playing so late at night. Were you tired?
I really wasn't that tired. I think it was in the summer, so I was staying up that late anyway. It was cool to play at midnight, and then you see all your friends, getting calls from different schools. So it was really cool. It was fun to see.
Okay, another question I have for you is, given you're such a highly rated recruit, there's definitely going to be haters. And I know I saw some comments on videos who say you only go one hand or you aren't as good as you are. Does that stuff affect you?
I see them, but it doesn't really matter to me, because I've always been taught that if someone's talking bad about you, it probably means you're doing something good. A lot of people are gonna hate, but you try to just steer away from it, not think about it.
Yeah, I love that mental attitude you have. And speaking of that, when you're playing a big game against a big opponent like Boys Latin, how do you mentally prepare?
I prepare myself to know that I might have to, step up. Sometimes when you're a leader of a team, you have to go into a game knowing you might have to step it up a little bit to win.
Yeah, I got it. That totally makes sense. And do you ever get nervous before games?
Yeah, I mean, I get nervous every game just because it's just how I've always been. I think I play better nervous. If I'm relaxed, I don't play nearly as good. Every game I get nervous. I think it's good for me.
Gotcha, okay. And last clip, I wanted to play this because you were so hyped after this goal. What was the backstory behind this one?
I think we thought we were going to lose for sure. I think we were down by 1 and we got a penalty and they had the ball. All they had to do was run it out. And there were so many people there. It was under the lights. It was a big game against Manhasset, who ended up being a really good team. We were going in the season with such high expectations and all of our hearts just dropped because we for sure thought we were going to lose. Our goalie chucked it up and it bounced through like 2 sticks and it ended up landing in my stick and I tied it up and we all just went crazy. Everyone was leaving early because we thought we were going to lose, but it was just a crazy series of events that led to us winning.
Okay, guys, I had so much fun. Let me know down in the comments who you want on reacting to highlights next, and I'll see you next time.